Excuse me,
Yeah,
do you have a cat?
I have 3.
Can I come over and meet your cats?
Yeah, why not? Hi, girls and their cats. Welcome to my home. Hi, my name's Hannah. This is Poe, and he is the baby of the family. And we also have Goose and Ozzy. Ozzy is 8 years old. She dislikes car rides. She loves the laser. She loves me. If she had a choice, she would be a single cat, just like me, and not even my husband. But unfortunately, she has brothers. Goose is around 5 years old, and he dislikes when my husband and I bicker. He doesn't dislike a lot. Goose is really easygoing, and he absolutely loves head kisses. Poe dislikes the Swiffer head kisses and the blender, but he absolutely loves his brother Goose. He loves minnows and just causing chaos. Poe and Goose have shared nicknames: Gremlin, Terror, and Hooligans. Ozzy does not really have any nicknames other than Sweet Girl. Ozzy was our first cat, and actually my first cat as an adult. I found her on the street in East Village. I hadn't really seen a cat in the neighborhood before, and so it was obviously a stray. I thought she was a black cat. I thought she was just dirty because she's a tortie. It took about a couple of weeks to finally bring her indoors because she would just like kind of go MIA sometimes. And then like one time I found her in an alleyway like playing with a dead mouse, and I didn't really grasp at the time that like she had killed it. I was just like, she's playing with dead animals, not really knowing a lot about cats at the time. Finally got her in. And it took a while for her to adjust, and she's still very like timid. It took about a year for her to become really comfortable within that setting. We thought that getting another cat would do the trick, and it definitely was not. If she had her way, it would just be her and I living together, no one else. But I will say she has acclimated very well to our new setting here. She gets along with her siblings. She just would prefer not to have siblings, if that makes sense. Ozzy's very ladylike. She is a tortie, so very standard tortie behavior, like sassy, knows her boundaries, but she loves to be next to me and cuddle. But then there's times when she's like, she'll be cuddling and very sweet, and then all of a sudden she'll just like swat me. I have to like really understand when that moment's about to come. Sometimes I still don't, after 8 years of having her. Goose. A friend reached out that has a family home upstate and said there was a litter of kittens in a neighbor's shed and they needed to find homes for them. And I volunteered without asking my husband right away. The one way I sold it was I allowed him to name Goose, and that is how he got his name. He was like, okay, fine, we can keep this kitten. Goose is the sweetest cat. He is uber friendly. You can pick him up and he doesn't really get bothered by that. He's like easygoing. Poe was a courtesy post that Mason's Helping Paws listed on Instagram. And at the time they were at capacity, meaning like they could not take in any more cats because it's a very small rescue group. And I took him on and I said, I'll foster him. But then it was a foster fail because he immediately became bonded with Goose. And obviously my husband and I fell in love with him. He was so adorable, but he was the most sickly little kitten. He had like parasites, an eye infection, and an upper respiratory issue. But I'd say overall he's a healthy boy now. Poe's personality is a lot of energy. He absolutely loves being with his brother, having the 2 boys that are bonded. It's just so adorable. They're constantly grooming each other, following each other around, mostly Poe with Goose. I think because Ozzy, she's just like the older cat. She's like, all right, keep your distance and we'll all like get along. Ozzy will set boundaries specifically with Poe, but oddly when it comes to feeding time, if Poe goes for her food, she allows him to like eat it. It's very strange. I would expect for her to be more aggressive during feeding time, like, no, you're not having my dinner. But she's like, okay, you could have it.
What's your controversial cat opinion?
Kittens are not all that they're cracked up to be. And this is coming from someone that has adopted 2 kittens, and they're extremely adorable. Every time I see a kitten on Instagram, I'm like, oh my God, should we adopt it? And then I quickly remember all the energy and training, and there's just so much that goes into having a kitten. Again, they're like super adorable and they are lots of fun, but I think a lot of people have this notion of like, oh, I need to have a kitten to bond, or I need to have a kitten to really know its personality. But from my experience, kittens' personalities change over time. And when you adopt an older cat, you just know what you're getting.
You're an advocate for the senior boys and girls.
Oh, 100%, 100%, yeah. Just like any New York apartment, there's always like a weird little quirk to it. And we have this little shelf in our fridge, and this is more my husband's doing, but he has received these as gifts from like a lot of his travels. So this was when he was in Japan, this was when he was in China, and this was from New York.
I want a refrigerated cat shelf.
And then we also have this little guy who, like, well, him and I were in Seattle. We picked him up. He was made by a local artist. It reminded us of Goose, but now it reminds us of Goose and Poe. I would say it's not so much cat art, but like a shrine to our past, loved ones.
That's art.
Yes. So we do have this little photo of Pusan, Sal, and Spud. And they're always here in our bedroom, sleeping with us. This is Sal. This is Spud. And then Pusan is over here next to me on my nightstand. 2 of them are dogs, and then one of them is a cat. Spud.
Spud.
Yes. He was a cat that I got after Ozzy. He was FIV positive, so we had him for, I want to say like 5 or 6 years, and then he had a tumor in his throat. A lot of people are scared of FIV positive cats, but he was around so many foster cats. There was no issue ever. I have some custom jewelry from Catbird, which is a local jewelry shop in Brooklyn. So I have this ring that says Poe. I have this little micro locket, and it has Goose's baby tooth in it, which I'm going to open up. I did the resin myself, so hopefully it's like being well preserved. And then I have Ozzy tattooed on my neck. My husband actually made this, but we ordered the top from Mao Pets. Ozzy loves this. The other boys do use it as well, but it's mostly Ozzy's domain. We keep things minimal because, as you can tell, we're very minimalist, but we do dedicate a lot of space for them. So like underneath the bed, we actually, instead of storage, is where the cats hang out. Yeah. So we have this little cat toy. Ozzy's there sleeping on her bed, a little tunnel, and then we have a automatic, I call him the octopus, but that's like a little toy that like is motion censored. And so it has a laser, it has a little fluffy device that comes out of all the holes. We really didn't want to have anything that was super dominating in the living space where it just screamed a cat lives here. So everything that we selected is obviously for our cats, but just kind of works seamlessly. We do use a lot of hidden space. So back here we have a little hammock.
Where do you keep your litter box?
So we have 2 litter boxes. This one, they have their cute little door entry. We're super excited about installing that. They have a stainless steel litter box. This litter box has its own air filter.
And it looks like they have a little brush entrance right here.
Me too.
So they get like a little de-shedding.
Yeah. It actually takes off some of the litter. And then this is the second litter box. It also has its own air filter, and it's a stainless steel.
Wow.
We got this actually off Amazon. The quality is really nice.
What do you feed them?
We have Raruva.
Yeah.
Yes. I will say I was inspired from your show.
Yes.
And that's what has like drawn us to this brand, and they absolutely love it. We do have quite a few like toppers that I add. So we also use the Raruva pumpkin and turmeric just to help with their stomach and keep them healthy.
They're gonna help.
Yeah.
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 Oh my God.
So we do allow the cats on the countertop. I find it kind of cute. My husband isn't like a big fan of having them on the countertop, but I think it's okay.
I think it's fine. You just, wipe your counters down.
Exactly. I will say I do push them off when I'm serving because they'll just eat it right out of the can if I don't. So the boys need slow feeders or else they gobble it up in like seconds. And I don't think Ozzie's gonna make an appearance, so she's not very food motivated. Oh, she did come out. Hi, Ozzy.
Hi, Mama. Are you hungry?
Come here, baby.
She is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I noticed you have a lot of plants.
Yes, but some of them are fake.
Amazing.
How we cat-proofed our home was buying faux plants and having hanging plants because these two little gremlins, they like to destroy the plants, like eat them, play with the leaves, and things were just not surviving, and also thinking about like their health. So yeah, we got this tree that is a faux tree. I would say it's just like hard to find one that like looks very realistic. The cacti, she's seen better days, but luckily they don't mess with her too much. And then we have a hanging plant that's a faux snake plant. So minnows is, I'd say, Poe's favorite. Goose loves them as well. They're just like these little fishies.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah. So the scratchers also dual as the bed, and we actually have them incorporated with a lot of the cat furniture. So that is a bed, but also a scratcher. This has burlap, and Ozzy absolutely loves this, and it's replaceable, so I like that. Don't mind the chicken on the floor. And then here we have the bed, but it also has a sisal. Then this cat tree has this, which we actually wrap it every time it goes bad.
Where does everybody sleep?
Everyone sleeps in the bed with us. The only cat or animal that does not sleep in the bed with us is Ozzy, and she sleeps up here. She likes her personal space. It's all right.
Yeah.
That's the tour. Thanks for coming by.